You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about the New York Jets because Robert Saleh has come out and he's wrapped his loving arms around Aaron. Of course, after Aaron basically drowned the organization, whoever it was that put out the leaks regarding Zach Wilson supposedly not wanting to play or being reluctant to play. Now, in fairness, they've done all kinds of shit with Zach Wilson. They've played him, they benched him again, kind of turning into a Mac Jones situation with the New York Jets. Except the Jets actually have some offensive talent, all right? They got Breece Hall, they got Garrett Wilson. I mean, there's some players in New York, which is one of the reasons why Aaron Rodgers wanted to go there. And, of course, A-Rod went on the Pat McAfee Show, called whoever decided to leak it, and he said, I don't know if it's players, coaches, whatever, but he called it chicken shit. That was a direct quote from Aaron Rodgers. And and a lot of people took that as a direct shot at the organization, and to a point, he's not wrong. All right, he's not wrong. Whoever's talking to the media, especially the New York media, you knew the story was going to blow up when it came out that supposedly Zach Wilson didn't want to play. A lot of this came from Diana Rossini. Well, Rossini came back and said, well, Aaron Rodgers knew all about this because the Jets asked him to talk to Zach Wilson. So what are you trying to say? You're denying that Zach ever said that, but I know for a fact the Jets asked you to talk to Zach Wilson and to try to talk him into playing. I did that video yesterday. So we know now, I mean, it's come out, and this is very quickly before we get to the main part of this entire discussion, but Zach Wilson's going to go ahead and play, and he's made some comments after 2 days of speculation and palace intrigue. The New York Jets announced Wednesday they will start Zach Wilson at quarterback on Sunday against the Texans, only 2 weeks after he was benched and demoted to third string. I think Robert Saleh thought they had washed their hands of this guy. And I said, look, Tim Boyle is terrible. And they did pick up Brett Ripien, and is he better than Tim Boyle? Yeah. I mean, is he good? No. But he's definitely better than Tim Boyle. And Tim Boyle was only there because of Aaron Rodgers. This is turning into a mess. A massive mess. Wilson, the number 2 overall pick in the 2021 draft, said he was, quote, excited about being back. He denied a report by The Athletic, that was Rossini's report, which said Monday he was reluctant to accept the starting reins again. He said, absolutely not true, quote, absolutely not true. Interesting, because Diana Rossini believes it's absolutely true. She was told that. And she also said that everybody knew he didn't want to go back in, like he was going around telling everybody that. That it could have been anybody that the leaks actually came from because it wasn't even a secret. That's crazy. Now they're doing a lot of cleanup mess. We got to clean up on our shit. Yeah. I've never said once to anybody in this locker room that I wouldn't want to play. He said he didn't feel the need to clear the air with teammates. He didn't address it in the team meeting, but he evidently discussed it with some players. He talked to us about it, tight end Tyler Conklin told ESPN. He made it very clear, hey, I want to go out there battling with you guys. So, and he said, Zach Wilson gives us the best chance to win, talking about Robert Saleh. You're not wrong. I mean, of what you've got right now, you're not wrong because Joe Douglas, well, he screwed all of you. And don't get me wrong, all right? Joe Douglas has been pretty damn good at drafting. I'm not even going to act like he hasn't been. He's brought in some real talent there. But I said, look, the fact that you did not have a Carson Wentz, a Colt McCoy, somebody that had started a significant number of NFL games as either a starter or a journeyman starter or somebody on that roster by noon Monday, the day after Aaron Rodgers was confirmed to have an Achilles tendon tear, the moment that you did not have that happen and you left a very talented team without a real quarterback, even as Zach Wilson's backup, I'm bringing him in. He's going to sit 3 weeks. Zach Wilson still looks like Zach Wilson. Boom. Carson Wentz is in the game. Colt McCoy is in the game. Nick Foles is in the game. You get the point. A real guy. A real guy. Supposedly, there was some Matt Ryan action, and Matt Ryan probably said, he says he wasn't interested. Who knows? So, anyway, as you can imagine, Robert Saleh had to address all of this. All right? Because Aaron Rodgers said it was chicken shit. He drowned the Jets franchise and says all of this crap has no place in a winning organization. I do agree with Aaron Rodgers on all of that. He's not wrong. On Wednesday, Saleh was asked about Rodgers' comments. Specifically, Saleh was asked about his reaction when a player, quote, essentially attacks the organization and how he feels about the leaks that come from inside the Jets. Quote, I don't think it was an attack on the organization, but I appreciate Aaron's thoughts and comments. We'll handle all that stuff internally. But like I said, everyone's going to have their thoughts, but those things we'll handle internally, Saleh said via a press conference transcript. It's been a long time since the Jets have been a winning organization, and they came into this season hoping Rodgers' presence would change that. It's turned out to be something closer to the same old Jets, and this week's quarterback drama is just the latest sign of it. My thing is, and there was one tweet out about Nathaniel Hackett commenting on, this is actually fresh. Nathaniel Hackett, this is Zach Rosenblatt. He works with the Athletics, covers who do you cover, Zach? The Jets. Hell, what am I talking about? Okay, so anyway, let me go backwards. Nathaniel Hackett said Zach Wilson had 2 weeks to, quote, center himself. How much longer does he need to do stuff like this? And said the goal this season was always for him to sit and watch, and he finally got to do that. Well, we know he was going to sit and watch. There were claims that actually, supposedly, and this is all, again, supposedly, there was a thought process. He was going to sit behind Aaron for like 2 years, maybe 3 years, because there's been talk that Aaron was going to play upwards of 3 years here, which I said I thought it was the best thing. I come out and said I think they make the playoffs this year with Aaron Rodgers, and that maybe they win a playoff game with Aaron Rodgers. Joe Douglas, you got to fix that offensive line too, or anybody's going to get killed back there. It ain't going to matter. You'll get Aaron Rodgers back, and he'll be hurt again. But the point is, they were talking about Zach playing after Aaron Rodgers was done. Now, do I really think that was going to happen? No. Okay, do I think Aaron Rodgers could turn out to be a Geno Smith later on? Maybe. Maybe Zach Wilson can do that. Maybe he can turn into a Geno Smith later, a guy that went to another organization, and there were people in the Giants organization. Remember when they tried to replace Eli with Geno? There were people in that organization then that said, Geno Smith can be a starter in the NFL. He's good enough to be a starter. And then he went to Seattle, and Pete Carroll and John Snyder was like, oh, Geno can be a starter in the NFL. And we've seen how that's turned out. Comeback player of the year last year. Geno's dropped a little bit this year, but not much. Geno's still pretty good. He was hurt in that last game he played on Thursday Night Football, and he still went toe-to-toe with the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. Geno's slinging the ball everywhere. So it does make you believe that Zach Wilson may go somewhere else, and I keep thinking it's going to be Kyle Shanahan or Andy Reid. I mean, he seems almost like a perfect kind of guy to sit behind Patrick Mahomes for a couple of years, soak up the Andy Reidness of all of it. Sean McVay's another one. But one of these quarterback guru dudes that sees a guy that's got an above-average arm and some mobility, and they're going to be like, I might be able to do something with this guy because he's better than Trey Lance, which came out in that same draft. Is he as good as Justin Fields? Probably not. Probably not. But somebody's going to give Zach Wilson another hard look, and it's going to be one of these quarterback guys, one of these quarterback gurus, that's going to be like, I can build a game plan around him and his strengths. That's neither here nor there. But did I ever think he was going to come back and be the guy after Aaron Rodgers? Probably not. With Nathaniel Hackett as your offensive coordinator? No. Wouldn't that be hell? Zach Wilson goes to Denver, to the Denver Broncos, and Sean Payton flips his career around after he's flipped Russell Wilson's career back around after Nathaniel Hackett. Wouldn't that be crazy as hell? I'm just throwing that out there because we cover the Broncos on this channel a lot too. So anyway, nonetheless, Robert Saleh's saying all the right things, but here's the deal. There's rumors out there that this week is going to cost somebody their job. Joe Douglas or Robert Saleh. Somebody's getting axed over how this week went between Aaron Rodgers going apeshit on Pat McAfee and the Zach Wilson thing getting out and becoming a massive story, that there's going to be a pelt on the wall over it. Whether or not that's true, who knows? But it does feel like somebody's losing their gig. I don't know. Robert Saleh still seems like a sound motivator to me. I'd almost want to give him one more year. The problem with all of it is, what if Aaron Rodgers goes to Woody Johnson and is like, I'm not doing this if you fire Joe Douglas, if you fire Robert Saleh. Certainly not doing it if Nathaniel Hackett's gone. I'm not doing that. And then you got another problem. Do you let the quarterback tell you how to run your organization? The whole thing's a mess now. Jets. Still, Aaron Rodgers gave us the best moment in years running out with that flag. It was awesome. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.